Hey, Joe.
Okay, so we're gonna do a fan vote. You got a few choices of who is joining you on stage here. We're not getting Batchy up here. He'll be talking enough at some point. So I was gonna start with Andrew Lord. Then I thought I'd go Andrew Lord, maybe Joey Haddad. Who else do you want? Benty is in no state to be talking to anyone right now. So you might as well just write Benty off your list, okay? So, give me another, who else? You got Mac Faulkner, you got, who else do we have down there? Wally, you have Stephen Dixon, Tyson Marsh. Who do you guys want? You're, blah, 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 blah. That's all I heard. Blah, blah, blah. So we'll start with Andrew Lord. Pete Russell? You don't want Pete Russell? No. All right. Who do you want then? Evan Mosey. I'm not a big Evan Mosey fan, so. We'll go Andrew Lord, then we'll go maybe Joey Haddad, and then maybe Evan Mosey, and then maybe Pete or maybe Hoth or someone, okay? So I'm gonna send them up in 15-minute increments. Fair enough? Is JD here yet? Where? Oh, he's here, okay. All right, so I'm gonna send Lordo up in about 5 minutes, JD, okay? All right, you can take over.
Right, here we go, ladies and gents. For the first time ever, he's not on time. He's obviously getting lax since he left the Devils, but he is the most successful coach in Cardiff Devils history. We didn't get to give him a sign-off when COVID disrupted that season, so could you please give a warm welcome back to Cardiff to... Whoa, there's a selfie going on. To Mr. Andrew Lord. Remember you. The last time you were in this room giving kind of an interview, you were crying. Any tears tonight?
Probably not, no.
Probably not. Okay.
A little too much sun already this weekend.
Fine.
I'm a little more relaxed than normally when I'm in Cardiff, so it's nice. It's been a nice couple days.
Okay, so you've got about 10 minutes with me, Andrew. If you could run us through the last 4 years, that would be great. What have you been up to?
I play at a place called I coach now in Greenville, South Carolina in the ECHL. We're affiliated with the LA Kings in the NHL and the American League teams, the Ontario Reign. And just do that. We're pretty good. We had a 40-win season. We lost in the first round, which was disappointing, but great spot, awesome weather, really good ownership, a lot of parallels to the Cardiff days, so I really leaned on everything I was fortunate enough to learn here in Cardiff and been able to apply it there, and we're doing well. It's good. I do miss all of you and miss this place, so it's been great to come back.
So we can put an end to the rumor you're here to negotiate with the Glasgow Clan this weekend.
I had an agent reach out actually, and he said, "Do you want to coach in the league?" And I was like, "Wait," or he's like, "Do you want to coach overseas?" I said, "I don't know where." And he's like, "Glasgow." I said no.
Okay, good decision. Good decision. Not just big strides on the ice, off the ice. How's family life?
Yeah, I got a 14-month-old boy named Rory, which he's awesome. So he's running around. He's a maniac, trying to get the hockey stick in his hand as much as possible. And yeah, we're having a lot of fun. It's cool being a dad. Busy, but great.
So it's a big night for Josh Batch. You coached him. Easy guy to coach, low maintenance, harsh words occasionally. How do you get him fired up as well? Because obviously he's a player who can play big. How did you used to coach Josh Batch?
I played with Josh Batch actually the first season when I came over to do my MBA here with the old ownership. in the old rink, of course. And yeah, so known each other forever. Obviously, this is an amazing event. Last night was great too, but tonight will be even better. And you know, what a player. He's been great for us. Forward D, he always did anything we wanted, and great teammate. The boys love him, and I think it just shows the amount of, I mean, this is the best testimonial ever. What a job Batchy's recruiting. I think maybe Pete should help him or get him to help with recruiting this summer, because the guys he got back, I decided this probably about 6 days ago to come, because I just saw, I said, I can't miss it. Seeing, you know, Falks and Marshy and Haddad and all these guys back. So I think it just shows what a teammate and a person Josh Batch is, and I think we're all really excited to be here.
We never got to do this during interviews because Andrew was far too professional. I got to ask him questions. You don't want to hear anything from me. Any questions for Andrew Lord from the floor, the most successful coach in Cardiff Devils history? And you can't just ask, are you coming back? No? Okay, yes, sir.
What is it like being a coach?
What is it like being a coach? Are you a future coach? Are you looking for tips? Okay, so, Andrew, what's it like being a coach?
It's a lot of fun. A lot of long hours, a lot of video, a lot of preparation. Not always the most liked person, that's for sure. When you got to kind of, you know, coach and try to get the most out of your players. But a lot of very rewarding as well. Especially where I am now, where we have an average age of about 24 years old. So we have mainly first, second, third year players, guys trying to move up to the American League and hopefully the NHL. And it's fun, just pushing players and trying to get the best out of them, and just being part of that culture. And you miss playing, you miss being a part of it, but it's a nice secondary thing to kind of still be in the game.
Are you trying to move up to the American League at all? What are your future ambitions?
Desperately, for sure. Yeah, I definitely. I love where I'm at. It's very fortunate to be there, but yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't the main reason why I moved away from here. I would have never left this place otherwise, to be honest, right? It's just to chase a dream.
You remember you promised me when you get to the NHL who your first interview's with, yeah?
For sure, yeah.
Okay.
Keep reminding me.
I'll keep reminding you. Any more questions for Andrew? Yes, another youngster at the front. Go on.
Is hockey in America different to UK?
Is hockey in America, North America, different to the UK, where you are now? You've said some of the similarities. I guess what are some of the differences as well?
Well, the rink's smaller, so it's here it's 100 feet. I guess I should maybe do meters, but there it's 85, so it's a little smaller. I'd say here, skating's a real paramount. Maybe there's a little bit more physical with a smaller rink, but there's been a ton of players that bounce from our league to this league and back and forth. For example, we had Jardine a couple years ago in Greenville. We had Joe Haddad a couple years in Greenville as well, and pretty smooth transitions across the board for most players.
I guess one of the major differences is when you were in Cardiff, to the large degree, you had a settled roster. The guys were here for the whole season. That's not something you have, the guys are looking to move up and down. They're looking to make the next jump. You can have a lot of roster changes.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. We're anywhere from probably 35 to 50 players a year based on guys moving up to the American League, injuries, guys jumping over to Europe, etc. So tons of turnover and challenges that way, but you also obviously get to meet a lot of different styles of player and different styles of people.
I'm going to ask one cheeky one, and you'll say no comment to this. We've gone through two coaches since you left. When you saw Todd this weekend, did you kind of give him a nudge and say, yeah, I was pretty good?
The most fun, but even this interview, it's so relaxed. I'm here with nothing, I'm a fan now. I was like watching the playoff win 2 years ago. Unbelievable to watch it from over there. Then this year watching you guys beat Sheffield in the semis in the playoffs, I was celebrating like crazy. So it's been really fun just being a fan, going out with the guys the last couple days, having a couple drinks. You're not all grilling me about the power play or losing games. So it's just been fun to be back and see everybody, and nice to see Todd too. I mean, so many memories. I pulled up in a taxi with Benty, and the first thing he said, he's like, "Wow, I got chills in my arms right now being back, thinking about all the memories." So this is really special to all of us, not just myself, all the guys coming back, and that's all down to you guys being such great fans.
I think with Benty, those chills might have been alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, that's true. I probably should have asked him.
Any more questions? This might be the one time we get this season. Yes. Oh, so we'll come to you next, Eric. To the gentleman in the middle.
Who's the best and worst roommate during your time in Cardiff?
Best and worst roommates, Junior. You were the coach. You probably got a room to yourself, didn't you?
Fortunately, I got to room on my own most years, but early days, I don't know. Yeah, Falks is a pretty funny guy. He's a good roommate. Wally, probably not as good of a roommate, I'd imagine. Benty, yeah. It ebbs and flows for sure.
Mike Falkland, the future Prime Minister of Canada. Yes, Darren, what was the question?
I've got a question. I got a message from Kevin Noble. He's outside. He wants a rematch.
Kevin Noble. Do you remember Kevin Noble?
I do, yeah. I can still take him for sure. Yeah, I don't get the fight anymore. It's tough. I yell at the refs. That's about it.
And if you haven't watched that YouTube fight of Andrew taking Kevin Noble to school up in Coventry, I encourage you to watch it. Not that the coach should have been taking penalties, obviously. You just said in one of your last answers, you obviously keep abreast of what's happening here in Cardiff. Cardiff's in your heart. There's a very strong coach in here now, and we look forward to welcoming Pete Russell. But you know, can Todd still use you as a sounding board if there's anything, you know, Devils related? Are you still at the end of the phone?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I still have a great relationship with Steve King and Todd and Katrina and the guys. I'm really fortunate, again, just more as a fan than anything. And I probably bug them more to, you know, talk through my own stuff than anything else. But it's been fun watching. I'm so excited. Pete's an awesome guy. Known Pete for a long time at coaching conferences and obviously cheering for him and GB every year. So I can't be more excited about the team right now and the direction it's going. I think it's going to be a great year.
If you score tonight, are we going to see any kind of celebration?
I have one blade in my skate right now somehow. I think Hoth took the blade out, so hopefully I get on the ice. If I get on the ice, I'll go to the net, and then Marty better find me.
So I'm going to ask you that before we finish, because you can kind of talk about it now. You're a couple of years removed. You and Andrew Hotham, huge respect for each other. Two fantastic players. Maybe the two of you have different outlooks on hockey and practice and that kind of thing?
Yeah, completely different. But I was just saying it maybe to Franny downstairs, biggest, or maybe to Neil, or to Pete, excuse me, biggest competitor ever. Hated him all practice because he was a little bit, you know, he took a little time off, a little lazy, but come game time, unbelievable. He was fantastic. Funny enough, he's a police officer now, so he's got to be the disciplinarian now, not me.
The one thing I want to thank Andrew for, and we've got a lot to thank Andrew for, but if you're anything like me, those 20 years without winning the league title were painful, and however many years without winning the playoff title were painful. Yes, there was a team, yes, the ownership and Todd, but this man was responsible for a lot of it. Can I ask you to put your hands together, please, for Andrew Lloyd?
Thank you.
We'll let Andrew get back to his cause. Good to see you preparing with an energy drink there. Thanks, Lord. Can I welcome back, please, a former Cardiff Devils captain, a former Cardiff Devils leading point scorer, centre, the future Prime Minister of Canada, Mr. Mac Faulkner. Mac, I'm sure, like everybody else, I've been following your fitness updates from Italy this week. Carbing up a little bit?
A little bit, a lot. I put on 10 pounds, but it's all good fat. It's not the bad kind of fat, it's all good fat, so I should be even faster out there today.
We're here to celebrate Josh Batch, and I've read your program article already, and also your videos this week about Josh and his skating style and how he improved that. Tell us, when you came to Cardiff, this 6 foot whatever young man playing on defence in the old big blue tent, maybe not quite the setup that we have now, but what were your first impressions of Josh Batch?
Sure, so maybe tonight, two things I was thinking of on my way in. So my family will be here, my 2 daughters, they don't have my nose, so you're not going to recognize them. What's really cool is we were talking about Josh on the way in, and when I first met Josh, you realize what an amazing human being he is, and all of you that have gotten to know him over the years probably recognize that too. The one thing on the ice is that he would do anything for the team. So the years I was here, sometimes he would be on defense and he was learning and growing. I remember we had a game against Belfast that we came back from 3-0 down, beat him in OT, and Josh played forward with Chris Blight and I. So you realize he was like one of those players who put the Devils first and him second, which I think is a testament to Josh. The other thing, maybe you don't realize is when he was a young kid away from the rink, growing up, and a bit of insight into who he was just one of the most genuine people in the world. He was always like, does anybody need a ride? Does anybody this? He was so eager. He didn't know how to shop. I remember taking him to Morrison's, and right to the candy section. We're like, no, there's vegetables, there's fruit, there's a whole other part of the store. Anyways, but he's always been a Cardiff Devil at heart, and I think part of that is recognizing that tonight, and I'm so glad to be here.
We don't see Mac that often. It's always a joy when we do. I've got questions, but any questions from the floor for Mac Faulkner? Don't all put your hands up at once. Okay. Obviously out of the practice of being at a Q&A. Mac, I did joke about what your future career paths might be. You might be, apart from Luke Piggott, the most qualified Cardiff Devil ever. Why is your life gone? What are you doing now that you've left ice hockey behind?
So the honest answer is I haven't, right? So I work in Toronto now. If anybody's in Toronto, we have a really bad hockey team, but it's a really great city. The Devils are way better. But you'll see my kids tonight. So I coach girls hockey back in Toronto now. So women's hockey is taking off in North America. That's pretty neat to see. Both my daughters are huge Cardiff Devils fans. They should have their jerseys on tonight. But what I do on my weekends, we have 7 a.m. practice. So what I do is I do practice all morning, coach my girls, and then a lot of nights I'm following the Devils, like all of you, and tracking them, and I'm a huge fan of the Devils now.
Why does that happen, Mac? You were here for a couple of years, and you were fantastic to deal with, big part of the team, heartbeat of the team, but why does the Devils stay with you? We hear so many people saying that Cardiff, even when you move away, it becomes part of you. What's the reason for that?
I think whoever remembers the BBT, for those that do, the bar was slightly smaller and the roof was a little less permanent. But it was pretty amazing, right? It was pretty awesome. And to be a part of the fabric, it stays with you. And I think had my wife and I taken a different path, we could have been here forever. Not just with the Devils, but in the Cardiff community. So I think the community itself is amazing to be a part of. And we look back on our time here as like core to our life. In fact, we had huge smiles on our faces driving back in, not knowing it was in a bank holiday, so we sat in about 4 hours of traffic. But idiot, I should have Googled that one. But it's amazing, right? Like, what an amazing community to be a part of, and to see all this now and see the success the team has had over the last decade just makes you feel an inch taller.
And again, Chris Blight, Tyson Marsh coming back with you, and Tyson kind of made it to the new era, as we call it. You and Chris helped get us to the new era. Great to see him as well. What are your memories of those two guys?
So we came over here together. So when we drove up, we didn't know much. Neil Francis is like, we talked about everything, and we drove up, and we started to get to know the people. I remember meeting Corky, Franny, G, and so many of you here, including yourself. And I think, what else do I remember? I just remember in the first couple of weeks realizing like this could really be a home. And in fact, it was our home for so long. And my mom, I don't know if you guys remember my mom, my family would come over. Everybody would fall in love with the place. And even, I don't know if Mr. Batch is here, but if you guys ever get a chance to meet Batchy's dad, he's just the same size as Batchy. He's built like an absolute block. But some of the nicest people in the broader family. So those are our first impressions, and they haven't gone away. In fact, they actually grow stronger every year we're away. And it's just friggin' awesome to be back.
Who are you going out on a line with tonight? And are you on your team Marsh? Am I right in team Marsh, or are you team? Oh, you don't know yet, do you?
I'm just trying to fit in my equipment.
Okay, that's the main.
I tell my daughter to stop and start and all this stuff, and she's like, "You better do it tonight." And I'm like, "Oh no!" I'm like, if I can make it through the game, it's gonna be a huge win.
The hockey IQ never goes away. He is a real Cardiff Devils legend, former captain of the Cardiff Devils. Be great to see him back on the ice tonight. Can I ask you to give it up, please? And Mac I ask you to welcome to the stage, Joey Heller. Hey, the tracksuit still fits.
Like I never took it off.
Maybe you haven't. So first question, like, I commentated on you for about 4 years and called you Joey Haddad, and then I watched a video the other day and I've been saying your name wrong the whole time. How do you pronounce your surname?
It depends what part of the world you're in.
So let's say we're in Cardiff Bay on a Saturday night.
the John Donovan way.
Fantastic. Always a charmer. Always a charmer. Joey, great to see you back again. Similar to Andrew Lord and a lot of the guys. Your Cardiff Devils career was curtailed a little too soon with COVID, but you were a hero for a lot of us. What are your overriding memories of being a Cardiff Devil?
6 years of amazing support, an amazing city. I was lucky enough to have amazing teammates, and an event like this really kind of sums all that up and makes it true. So I know it's Batchy's night, but I want to thank everybody for coming out. This is awesome. I'm having a great time. I hope everybody else has a great time tonight, and yeah, we'll have a good time after the game too.
So I'm going to ask you before someone else does. I don't know whether you know, our power play wasn't great last year. It struggled. That 1 year, I don't know, what was it, 71 timers on the power play? You fancy coming back and doing that next year?
You'll have to ask Sean McMonagle if he's coming back.
He did, he was. No cheers for Sean, but he was a great assist guy. He was a great assist guy. What do you remember of Josh Batch as a teammate? You had him as a teammate for 6 years. Big guy. As Mac Faulkner and Andrew Lauder said, will do whatever it takes for the team, can score goals, can fight, can make hits. What are your memories of Josh Batch?
Exactly that. You know, coming in, I think I was 24, 25. Josh was a younger guy too. He's been there the year before. Just a kind soul, good guy, good teammate. The kind of guy you want to meet for the first time when you're joining a new team. And you know, I know he's not local in Cardiff, but he's one of those guys connected to the city, knows a lot of the fans, sponsors, the town, and he just one of those players that made his teammates feel comfortable. And on and off the ice, he was somewhat of a protector, big body, you know, trains hard in the gym, competes on the ice, keeps your game up to speed. You know, if you're not working that day in practice, you know, he'll put you down. So good friendship over the last 6 years, or 6 years of playing, and like I said, just happy to be back here with them and supporting them and enjoying all this with him.
And fair to say, the one thing you both have in common, you guys are doing very well in the wife department, eh?
Oh, thanks, John. Yeah, and that's another thing. He's had a big couple years that way, and you know, with the COVID years, it was a little tough. It was not as easy to get back over for things like the wedding, but again, just very happy, very fortunate to be here tonight and to catch up with everybody.
I'm going to offer it open to you guys again. Joey back in for one night only. He's sober right now. Maybe later it'll be harder to get an answer from him. Any questions for Joey, your dad?
Why did you come back?
Joey, why didn't you come back?
I think the long short of it, 12 years later, it was a good career. A long career on the road, you know, 12 years away from home. Getting up there in age, and I think there's something to be said with leaving on your own terms and not waiting for an injury to knock you out or your skills to fail to knock you out. And my wife and I kind of got some work opportunities at home, and you know, settled down in that first year. We kind of were taking it easy, seeing if we liked it, and next thing you know, things were rolling good. And when Todd came calling, and Todd and Laura were actually battling a little bit there last spring, but I got offered a coaching job back home, under 18s, and just felt it was the right time, and the rest is history.
When you were in the house, Joe, I will come to you in a second, Sid. Let me just ask, because you remind me there talking about you're getting into coaching. When you're in the house, it's only right to ask about another very popular Devil who's not here this evening. How's Chris Culligan doing?
Chris Culligan's doing great. He got into coaching himself, got all the way up to the major junior ranks, and then ended up opening his own business, Culligan Hockey Development. So he trains young kids, all different age groups, very popular, going very well. Ended up leaving the major junior team. They were kind of going through some management issues, but he's doing well. I get to see him all the time, which is great because me and him are really good buddies from the same place. And yeah, he wanted me to say hi to everybody, and a couple people in particular, which I'll get to later, but yeah, he's doing well.
This young man is a far better interviewer than I, so rather than shout the question out to me, do you want to come up on stage and ask Joey the question? Come on up. Come on, grab the mic off me and ask Joey your question. What's your name, sir? Come on up.
What was it like to play in front of a sold-out arena at Cardiff?
it's hard to put into words, really. You know, I played in front of some big crowds in my career, but it's tough to match the enthusiasm of the Cardiff fans and the passion. You get, when you're from North America and you hear about, say, the football hooligans and, you know, the rah-rah, and then you get to play hockey and you have that same kind of feel, it is amazing, and it's something you don't always find in North America. So, no, that's a great question, and I guess my answer would be it's tough to put into words. It's one of a kind.
You liked your question more, you stay there. I think a round of applause for that question. Best one of the night so far. Are we going to see a little bit of a cycle game for you tonight? You're going to keep the puck for sort of 2 minutes down low in the zone, and we've missed that a little bit.
I guess we'll see how serious Lordo takes it, you know. We might get a shift in, and if I have a turnover or something, I hear from him, I might need to change up the game plan. But I think we'll have some fun. We'll snap it around and try to give you guys somewhat of a show. We'll see what we can do.
Is it weird to see Lordo relaxed?
Oh, it's nice. It's nice.
It's nice.
I think I saw it just enough over the years. You know,
Yeah?
I've been with him a long time, so I think, no, he needs more of that in his life.
Yes, sir.
Joey, you were my favourite player over the old years. I've been over 25 years with the Devils, and you were my favourite. There was nobody who kicked the puck like you and had all your skills. And we certainly lost that in the last few years.
It wasn't a question. The gentleman just wanted to say he thought Joey was overrated. No, it's a very, very good point. I know you're a lot of people's favourite player.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You are a little bit of a hero here in Cardiff. I asked Lordo the same question. You're not in Cardiff right now, but will there always be a little piece of Cardiff in your heart?
100%. It was a little surreal, to be honest, coming back here, and even just being in town and seeing the little changes. And I talked to all the local people about the changes, and changes for changes, you know. But having been away for 3 years and then coming back, and it's like, wow, you know, the city's beautiful. It's great to see all the, you know, all my friends and my fan family and the team and everything. So I think, you know, we put roots down enough here that it'll be a place we visit often.
Just finally, how's the cooking?
It's going well, but you know, I'm busier these days, so I don't always have that prep time. You know, not the life of an athlete anymore. So
he doesn't get afternoons off anymore. It is great to see him back in Cardiff, as with all the guys coming back tonight. But I know a lot of us have a special place in our hearts. Can I ask you to give it up for Mr. Joey Adair?
Birds, behind the line, that way. Bouncy behind the line. No, you're going that way. You just watched 2 people go. On your marks, get set, go!
Go, Bouncy!
Behind the line, Waller, behind the line. Ready? On your marks. Hold on, what are you guys trying? It's so confusing. You're going that way, you're going that way. On your marks, get set, go!
Run,
go yet, folks. No, hold on a sec. Hold on. How are we doing this? Tash has something? You've got a cannon? Your dad's got a cannon? And he's gonna, hold on, before you shoot it, there's a big group of people here that probably want to get out of the way. Maybe if Team Black can get out of the way? And based on Josh Batch's accuracy, the hardest shot, I'd move the cameraman too, so. All right, we're gonna count down from 41. No, we're gonna count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And on behalf of the Cardiff organization, from the owners and management, a big thank you to Josh Batch for everything that he's done for our organization in the last 12 years. So thank you, John. And I think you'll want to say something, and then I think you'll want a picture with both teams at center ice. And yeah, congratulations.
Thanks for everyone for coming today. I think the turnout was great, and yeah, it means a lot to me to see the support. Obviously, the fans are kind of the lifeblood to the organisation, and the support over the years has been amazing. So without you, it wouldn't be possible. So yeah, thanks to all of you. There's obviously a long list I could go through. I'll try and keep it brief, but thanks to all the players as well who made me able to come today. Obviously the career I've had is nothing without teammates, and I think it's as much a celebration of all the great teammates I've had over the years. None of the success of this club is possible without all the work these guys put in, all the coaches and all the staff as well, so thanks again to all of you guys. Next, obviously, I just want to say thank you to my family who put in all the hours when I was just a kid from Essex, who obviously grew up not knowing anything about hockey. They sacrificed a lot. It's just amazing to have you all here today to share the moment with me. I think that's it. Anyone else? Oh, yeah, sorry. Natasha, obviously my wife, she's there by my side. And yeah, she's been there by my side most of the time I've been here in Cardiff and supports me in everything I do. Yeah, I'm just proud to call you my wife, and I'm glad that you got your wish for a little boy. And lastly, just thanks to everyone who helped put the event together today, obviously Todd and Katrina, all the supporting staff, all the volunteers, Steve and Michaela did a massive help with the sponsorship. Yeah, at the end of the day, everyone's pulled a massive weight to help it come off, so I think I have to thank everyone, but everyone else I think you mentioned in the program, so sorry if I forgot you, but thanks again, and hope to see you again soon.